Hey guys, Codename Jitsu back with another video. So, the Super Mario Galaxy movie is a movie that I was looking forward to, but not expecting too much out of it, as the first movie was a movie that I thoroughly enjoyed, but didn't think of it as groundbreaking or anything. It was a fun, cute little movie that I had a fun time with. What I was hoping for the first movie is to dive deep into these two-dimensional characters, but all we got was basically how they were represented in the games, but with more dialogue and interactions, I guess. The story was very paper thin. I was hoping to maybe dive deep into maybe Bowser's backstory and what makes him tick, elaborate more on the romance between Mario and Peach, that is barely touched upon in the video games. I wanted some lore stuff that we don't see in the video games be explored in the movie. And I wanted a more slow story rather than a fast-paced one. And well, all these stuff that I wanted in the first movie, well, weren't in the first movie. And I wasn't expecting them to be in the second movie, especially as I heard a lot of people's opinions on the internet about the Super Mario Galaxy movie saying it's similar to the first movie with a paper-thin story that gets carried by Easter eggs. And we ended up in the same situation as the first movie. You have audience loving it while critics hating it. And same thing is happening here with the Super Mario Galaxy movie. The audience love it, the critics hate it. So, here's where I stand. I gotta say, the Super Mario Galaxy movie gave me everything that I wanted out of the first movie. The Super Mario Galaxy movie is everything to me. First of all, I do not understand the criticism about this movie because they said the story in the Galaxy movie is very paper thin and not deep and emotional. It's basically like the first movie all over again. And I agree with the story for the first movie, okay? Like the story for the first movie was like very simplistic, and it's an issue that I had with the first movie. But the story for this movie, for the Super Mario Galaxy movie, isn't that basic. Like, it actually has a lot of things for you to digest and think about. It's pretty lore heavy. It actually gives the characters interesting stories. It's still funny as the first one. I think this movie is much better than the first. And I absolutely don't understand the hate for it. The story here is, well, trying to adapt the Super Mario Galaxy video games, since it's named after it. And I played the Super Mario Galaxy video games. I played the first and the second. I think they are incredible, okay? They're like easily my top two best video games I've ever played in my life, okay? Like, these two are my two favorite video games ever, okay? And I guess you can be disappointed that the movie didn't represent the video game in the best way possible. Even if you can say it's only Mario Galaxy in name, it's still a great movie that managed to tell a great story. So, Rosalina gets kidnapped by Bowser Jr. alongside her Luma. As before, she was gonna tell them the story of Princess Peach. As she got kidnapped by Bowser Jr., her Luma escaped to go get help from Mario and the gang. I loved how Mario and Luigi are called to fix problems in this world, as they go to the Mexican location from Super Mario Odyssey, and we finally see them use the fire flower. Like, it looks great on them, man. I absolutely loved it. They meet Yoshi, and I gotta say, that whole story that Yoshi was telling to the brothers was hilarious. Like, the way he was exploring Brooklyn and then he got himself in trouble and everything, like, I laughed out loud in the theater. That was very funny. And the thing is, Mario and Luigi didn't get this entire story since they don't understand what he's saying. He's just saying his name. So it was just for us, the audience, and Mario and Luigi just rolled with it. Like, that was hilarious. So they go to the festival as it's Princess Peach's birthday. Mario gets her a gift and he's nervous about it. And well, this movie gave me something that I wanted from the first, and that is elaborate on the Mario and Peach romance. In the first movie, it was barely talked about. But here, it's Mario's entire arc, which I really like, since in the first movie, it felt like Nintendo was very protective of this idea of Mario and Peach, being an item. But this movie, they allowed it to be in motion, and it put a smile on my face. Like, I was having a huge smile on my face in the theater, as someone who wanted an expansion of the Mario and Peach romance, since in the video games it's barely touched upon. And I absolutely love that it's basically Mario's arc in this movie, which I really liked. Luigi and Yoshi makes fun of him for liking the princess, which I thought was cute, it was funny. I liked the conversation between Mario and Peach and how he gave her her present. She clearly liked it, and she says that she hates birthdays, as this day isn't technically her birthday, but it's the day she came to the Mushroom Kingdom, which I really liked. I actually like that they mentioned that it's when she came to the kingdom, it's not the day she was actually born. So yeah. So a meteor falls, and after the Luma drops the F-bomb, she told Peach to go rescue her mother Rosalina as she got kidnapped, and she was sent to get Peach's help. Peach leaves with Toad, and she leaves the kingdom under Mario's protection. I absolutely loved the montage sequence of Mario and Luigi protecting the Mushroom Kingdom. It's like playing Mario Bros, where they go from level to level and you see... Like, I actually really like that. I hear people saying that this movie is even more fast-paced than the first, and I completely disagree. One of my issues with the first movie is how fast it feels. Cause like Mario got sucked inside the Mushroom Kingdom, then he meets Toad and Peach, all within you can say the first act of the movie. Like it happened by so quickly, and he kind of like became friends with them so quickly and everything, like it didn't give you time to process everything. But I think this movie takes its time to get Mario involved in the bigger picture. Sure, Peach gets involved in the story early on the movie, but our protagonist here is still Mario, and he got involved later on when Bowser Jr. took the entire castle in the sky. Because before all that, we saw Mario and Luigi meeting Yoshi. We saw that whole Yoshi montage. We saw Mario and Luigi attending the festival. We saw Mario and Peach talking. And then we saw Mario learning about Peach's absence, and we saw a whole montage of Mario and Luigi protecting the kingdom while Peach is absent. So in this one, we're actually allowed to breathe and take time before Mario gets involved in all of the shenanigan. I really like how Luigi sees Bowser being able to change while Mario doesn't trust him. Something that I absolutely love is that this movie doesn't start with recapping the previous one, because this is something that I truly dislike in kids movies, is when you watch a sequel and they have to remind you of the first. Like, I get it, they're doing it for the people that didn't watch the first, but watch the first before you watch the second. It's obviously a sequel. To me, I like when they have faith in the audience, that we actually saw the first movie. So when they show Bowser in his shrinking form and everything, they don't just do a whole flashback sequence of how he got in the situation that he is right now. They didn't have to recap the first movie, which I absolutely liked. Again, it felt like I was rewarded as a viewer, It's like they know I watched the first movie, so they don't have to, remind me of it, give me a recap so I can understand the status quo here being different and everything, Yeah, it's something that I actually dislike in a lot of kids' movies when they have to recap the previous movie, It's just watch the first movie. This movie is obviously a sequel. The viewer is smart enough to know that he has to watch the first movie before he jumps into the sequel. And I'm glad that this movie doesn't do this whole recap the first movie, Because because there's a lot of animated movies that do that, And I don't know, I'm not a fan of that format, where you go to the sequel and they just have to remind you of the first, do this montage thing. So, Junior beams the entire castle into space. Mario and Luigi and Yoshi get in a fight with him. And they end up falling in a planet alongside Mini Bowser. Okay, this is gonna get confusing. When I say Mini Bowser, I mean Bowser, not Bowser Jr., because Bowser here is very small, okay? I was intending to calling him Bowser Jr., but then I was like, no, this would be very confusing. We're gonna have two Bowser Jr.'s in this movie? So yeah, Mini Bowser is Jack Black's Bowser, okay? It's a Bowser, the one that we know. Something that I remember wanting to happen in the sequel is redeeming Bowser. It actually was one of my hopes for the movie, and guess what? It actually kinda gave me that. Well, he didn't completely turn to the good side in this movie, but they actually attempted at redeeming him, okay? It was kind of like a slow burn story that they were telling in this movie, because he started caring about Mario and Luigi. He decided to sacrifice himself to work at the bees so Mario and the others could get a transportation, okay? I like how Junior was holding him back here. It's not like Bowser was good and then he immediately decided, no, I'm gonna become evil again. It was Bowser Jr. here talking to him, you know? Like Bowser was trying to change, and Junior was basically teaching him what Bowser taught him when he was very young, telling him that you just need family, you don't need friends, they will stab you in the back, and they were stuff. All these were stuff that Bowser told Junior before he dropped him in school. So yeah, like, and remember when I said that I wanted a Bowser backstory in the first movie? Well, the sequel did that. I loved the bedtime scene where Bowser was telling Junior the story of like how they're gonna rule the world. It's sweet that Bowser does this whole play every night for Junior to sleep. Like the whole scene of Junior telling Bowser that family is what you need and to not trust friends. And he shows Bowser like those puppets, and then he shows him like this entire kingdom that he built in space. Again, like this movie got me very emotional in the whole Bowser and Bowser Jr. thing. Like the bad guys got scenes that could get you emotional as a viewer, which is something I did not expect in a Mario movie. Princess Peach and Toad wants answers about Rosalina and her location. We got an amazing fight in the casino, and well, this movie gave me something that I always had canonized as a kid. Okay? I remember me and my friend, as kids, when we were playing Mario Kart on the Wii, we were making Peach and Rosalina related. Okay? Like we were saying, like Rosalina is Peach's mom, you know? It's one of my favorite memories as a kid. Like we were racing, and one of us was Rosalina and the other was Peach. And we were like talking through them, making funny scenarios where Peach and her mom, which is Rosalina, argue and talk about stuff. Like we were using our imaginations there, okay? So yeah, we basically made them related. And as I got older, I watched MatPat's game theory about Rosalina, and I was surprised as hell when in the theory he came to a conclusion where Peach and Rosalina are related. This time it's flipped. Peach is the mom, and Rosalina is the daughter. And I was like, man, it's like how my friend and I made them related. It's just that instead of Rosalina being Peach's mom, she's actually her daughter in MatPat's theory. And well, the movie did something very similar here, something I absolutely loved. It also made them related. Like, man, it's just so funny how when we were kids we made them related and we thought they weren't related whatsoever. It's just us making these stories up using our imaginations. So for this movie to make them be revealed to be sisters is something truly welcome. Now I know many people didn't like this change, and that's fine. It's just something personal to me, okay? Which is why I didn't mind. I actually welcomed it with open arms, and I feel like it had a nice setup in the first movie since Peach said that she doesn't know where she came from, and she mentions that there's a lot of galaxies out there. So there was kind of a setup there, okay? So that's what I always wanted out of the Mario movies, is to answer stuff that are not answered in the video games. It's something that the first movie didn't do or commit to begin with, but this one fully did it. Like the Bowser and Bowser Jr. backstory and now Peach and Rosalina, like I absolutely loved it. Also, I absolutely love the parallel between the first movie and the second movie. The first movie explores Mario and Luigi's brotherhood, and Mario going to rescue his brother. This movie explores Peach and Rosalina's sisterhood, and Peach going to rescue her sister. Also, both movies show their backstories as kids. But they also show opposite things here, such as Mario is saving Luigi because he loves him and he knows everything about him. They grew up together. While in contrast, you have Peach who is going to rescue her sister, not knowing much about her, as she didn't grow up with her. And both movies end with the siblings using their powers to save the day at the end. I didn't notice the parallel until I woke up the day after I saw the movie, where I just noticed it, you know. As soon as I opened my eyes, I was like, wait a minute. They're kinda similar in a way, which I really liked. I mean, the first movie is the Super Mario Bros. Movie. This one is the Super Peach Sisters movie. That could have easily been the title, but it would have spoiled the twist that they are sisters, and wouldn't have sold a lot of tickets since Mario's name needs to be in the title. And I still believe he is our main character. Sure, Peach gets more background and lore, but Mario gets a simple yet cute story about wanting to confess to Peach, how he feels about her, We see more of his brotherhood with Luigi, his trust issues with Bowser, and his protectiveness over Peach. I think this scene is very funny, yet very cute.
Mario! A handshake?
Thought it could be cool. I mean,
Really liked how he let her go save Rosalina while he stayed behind. Like the way he was holding her hand was such a heartwarming scene. And this Mario arc kinda ended in a way that I wish I was 100% satisfied with, but it still left room for the third movie to explore, as Mario's arc trying to win over Peach ended with Peach giving him a kiss on the cheek, obviously referencing the video games, because she always does it when he saves her at the end. But it kinda sets the stage that maybe she is starting to feel the same way about him, as maybe that's something the third movie will explore. Same goes for Bowser turning to the good side. The ending of the movie kinda sets this up, as I don't think Bowser will ignore the fact that Mario saved his child from getting eaten. I think they were kinda doing this arc where at first Bowser's thinking of being good since he's caring about Mario and Luigi, then Bowser Jr. manipulates him so he becomes evil again, and then he sees Mario saving his son, the one that was telling him to not make friends, you know? So it's kinda ironic in a way. The people that Bowser Jr. was talking about in a negative way ended up being the people that saved him at the end of the movie. So again, there's a lot of room to grow. I heard a lot of people saying that they dropped this arc of Bowser turning good since he's now like evil, but I don't think they completely dropped it. Okay, I feel like they're just doing this slow burn build up to it, you know? And I hope the third movie continues on it, okay, where Bowser reflects on the moment Mario saved his child, and even Bowser Jr., you know, would reflect on that moment, and they both become allies, you know? I think that would be amazing. I got hyped when we saw Skeleton Bowser, and again, I feel like there is more room to grow for Bowser. Hell, maybe they can reveal the mom and what happened to her, since Bowser Jr. can't be his adopted child. He looks exactly like him, you know, so who knows? And I don't think they're gonna do a Nintendo Cinematic Universe, as this movie showed Fox McCloud thinking that they are building up to a Super Smash Bros. Movie, but the way he left the movie kinda made it seem like it was just because they wanted him to show up in this movie, just because they own him. So I don't think we're getting a cinematic universe. It would probably just be self-contained Mario movies, but who knows, maybe a Nintendo Cinematic Universe could happen and it would lead to a Super Smash Bros. Movie. I don't know. Time will tell. And we got a Daisy cameo in the end, which I absolutely liked. Like, I was super hyped when it happened in the theater, you know? It means our boy Luigi is gonna get himself a love interest, which could contrast Mario and Peach, as maybe they would also get together in the third movie. But yeah, I absolutely love the Super Mario Galaxy movie. It gave me exactly what I wanted out of a Mario movie. It wasn't as fast paced as the first, it was lore heavy and not paper thin like the first. I loved how it paralleled the first movie, and it just feels like an upgrade from the first movie. This is not just a good movie. This is actually a great movie. Not just a great Mario movie, okay, but a great movie. I absolutely loved the hell out of this movie. And for me personally, the future looks bright for the Mario movies. It actually made me appreciate the first movie even more. So, I might sound selfish here since this movie gave me what I wanted, okay? So I can understand people being disappointed with this movie, you know? Since this movie just kind of felt like personal. It felt like it was just designed for me, you know? So maybe that's why I loved it so much. So yeah, so I don't want to sound selfish here and everything, so I can understand people not liking the movie, but I don't agree with the fact that this movie doesn't have a story or something, okay? Like, it's actually more lore heavy compared to the first, you know? The first was like a platform movie and everything, and it had like a story. I'm not saying it didn't have a story, but it was like a simple, fun story about Mario proving himself. But this one, it kind of did this multi-layer stories, okay? Where you have Mario wanting to win over Peach, then you have Peach wanting to explore her past, you know, where she came from, and looking for her sister. Then you have Bowser maybe turning to the good side, and you have Bowser Jr. trying to win over his father's approval, you know, and proving himself and everything. Like there were a lot of interconnected stories here that were happening here. It felt like the movie gave you things to digest. Okay, at least that's how I felt. So to me, I don't agree with this take that it's just jingling keys, for the audience to like, hey, look, it's an Easter egg. Now here's another Easter egg. No, to me, it felt like the movie it had context. It wasn't just an Easter egg fest. Okay, to me, it did tell a genuine story. Okay, I actually loved the story of this movie. I thought it was great. I thought it was written very well. I was impressed. You know, I left the theater satisfied, and I'm looking forward to the third Mario movie, whatever the movie will be. I don't know what game are they gonna adapt, cause like Mario Galaxy is like the biggest Mario game out there. So I'm like thinking, what are they gonna do? So like, are they gonna go bigger? Because I don't know if they're gonna scale down. Like Mario Odyssey could be the third movie, since it's as big as Mario Galaxy. I won't say it's bigger than Mario Galaxy, like in terms of scope and scale and everything. But yeah, I think the only logical direction they're gonna go is to do a Mario Odyssey movie, or they could do a Super Smash Bros movie, but it would be like a Mario movie, like it would be still told from his perspective, so it won't be like a Super Smash Bros movie. It would be more like the Super Mario Smash movie, something like that. Okay, where it's still Mario centric, but you see him get involved in this tournament and everything. So it won't be like an ensemble movie. Like it would have the cast, everything. You would see like other video game characters, like maybe Kirby, and we would see Star Fox again. But since I feel like they maybe don't want to do a cinematic universe, then I feel like the third Mario movie could just be the Super Mario Smash movie, okay, where they adapt it into a Mario movie and make him the main character, and just do that. But yeah, the Super Mario Galaxy movie was everything I wanted from a Mario movie, was everything I wanted from a kids movie, and I was impressed, okay? I was very impressed. I think this movie is amazing. And I disagree with the hate. I obviously respect people's opinions for not liking it and everything, but I don't know. To me, it felt like this movie gave the critics what they wanted from the first, because it actually does feel like it's trying to care about telling a story and everything. So I don't get the whole this movie feels empty. To me, it felt like it had something. Okay, like it gave you something to digest and think about. So yeah, I love this movie. I think it's amazing. Yeah. So what do you guys think of the Super Mario Galaxy movie? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Just leave your thoughts down in the comments. So if you guys like this video, then give it a like, and if you're not subscribed, then subscribe. It means a lot to me. And turn on the notifications so you'll be the first one to know when I upload a video. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Codename Jitsu, and I'll see you in the next video.